Alright, funking up the fungus cleanse update. So the last few things I've been doing and going through in the last few days have really shown me a lot of learnings on how the body works, how much we are oneness within our bodies. We're just at different levels of understanding and stuck in the stories as a result. And it's been challenging, I'm going to have to say. So I've been taking it easy on the coffee enemas and the cleansing in the last week because I've been doing some work, right? So I needed to function. It's important, performance and a function. For, if you do some electrician or trade work, you have to get stuff done. And you don't have as much time to yourself. So of course, I've been doing the herbal teas. Wonderful, always good to keep that on the go. Raw garlic and raw ginger, which as a snacks during the day, really radiates through the skin when you've got a lot of fire and you're cleaning out fungus and the gunk that's attached to fungus. So apparently a smell, stuff's coming out, right? And you don't notice it yourself because I'm a little bit blocked up. Because the nervous system connection from the nose to the vagus nerve on the right side goes through the coccyx. So the coccyx is now being cleansed and purified along that vagus nervous system. So my nervous system is a little bit under power, probably a good way to put it. And as a result, I'm blowing out my nose with fungus, all the fungus in mucus. And I'm normally very clean and clear, don't have mucus at all because I clean that stuff out, right? But the body needs to move the fungus through the mucus. So the stuff that's been going out my nose has been everything from clear to yellow to orange to even like a brown and a red color. So that led me, and as these things go and you clean your body, you get those lessons of what the stories were for you and how the body works, because it's now working clean and clear. And the nervous system messages are getting there with the electrical conductivity to be able to get those messages back to tell you, okay, well, this part of the body's looking good, but now you need to eat this or take this supplement or have these herbs that you're drawn to them from your body rather than your mind. The mind's just getting the message from the body to say, I need to go and get some liposomal gamma to relax my nervous system. I need some amino acids. I need to do shilajit. I need to do these sorts of things that I have been doing to put more resources in to keep that nervous system, give it more resources to fire with, because that's reproducing and restoring that particular section. You need more resources for that, right? Makes sense when you figure it out. So I've been doing a lot of that. I've been keeping my lunches, breakfast to like chia seed pudding with some iron supplements, because to keep that spleen flowing through and give it the iron that it needs to rebuild with, because it's already quite depleted. And as we're getting rid of the fungus, it's working overtime to keep red blood cell count and kidneys up, and urinary tract, which I'm also cleaning out with lots of herbs. And so that one needs to go down here. That one's going to need some resources too, because these I'm noticing my urinary tract infections are stored for 10, 20, 30 years are starting to come out as well. So there's a lot of acidity there, so we need to keep up the alkalinity. This is important for everyone, but especially to people, and when you're detoxing, keeping the immune system is fit and firing with yellow foods is fantastic. Just to flush things out and keep them nourished and nutrients, because the body's only going to take on and get rid of whatever it can at that time to the ability of the nervous system, and the immune system is highly linked to that. So we need to keep those firing. We need to keep them pumping with yellows and citrus fruits, and lemon waters in the morning is absolutely essential for everybody. It's a daily ritual that everybody should be doing. If they're not, they've got some work to do. And of course, as the urinary tract infections are disappearing and coming out, because the urinary tract is fungal infections that are linked to the spleen. So cleaning out the spleen or the urinary tract is going to have an impact on the spleen. So we need to nourish lots of iron-coloured foods. Is the secret, the theme, and the concept to keep the spleen firing. And you need to have that in your daily rituals and your daily lifestyle. So I've been keeping that up a little bit more as a result. And I haven't been donating blood, so I'm not getting rid of the iron, and which I usually like to do because it is giving. But hey, if you can't give from yourself comfortably, you're depleting yourself. So I might go back to that later with the blood donation. But for now, giving my supercharged superhuman blood to someone else, save 3 lives or whatever, which is wonderful. You get to give without having to, what you get to give from within you to someone else who's very, very grateful in a diseased and problematic state. So they're really, really going to benefit from supercharged superhuman blood. Absolutely. So what I'm noticing also with the mental patterns and things is my sleeping, I've like the last 4 nights I just haven't slept. Like, there's so many thoughts because the nervous system is repairing, liver and spleen with lots of fungus, getting nervous system messages as the fungus goes, because the fungus has been blocking the nervous system. So the way I explain that one is if the nervous system is going, say we're using this V from the solar plexus point and then down. So it's like an X shape like this, really. As above, so below. What's going on above and below that solar plexus point tells you what's going on in your subconscious perspective. Because this is your subconscious mind, and if we're regaining and rejuvenating that, then we have to get rid of the old. And then those old thought patterns that are attached to that fungus, because the fungus goes over the top of that biofilms in your nervous system, conductivity to get the messages back. So the fungus will just go on its own pattern. So whatever subconscious thought patterns are going, I need to go from A to C. That's your biofilms. You want to get straight there, get it done, do what's right for your soul, be on purpose, that sort of thing. So we need to go up from mind to coccyx, straight as fast as we can. But if that nervous system is now blocked by fungus, the fungus wants to do something else. So it takes control over that path and then transmutes and transforms and moves it to the way the fungus wants you to think, which is generally coming from the spleen and liver, because that's where most of the nervous system imbalances are. So if we want to go from thought to solar plexus, we've got to go through the nervous system imbalance, which is sending the fungus, is sending the messages from every single thought pattern and therefore belief system and mental pattern and then emotional charge to it. All these things are totally connected in the nervous system at this part of the body. And then that's the fungus is sending it off. So the fungus will send off the message, like the body knows we need to detoxify, because that's homeostasis. It's what we're doing on a daily basis, minute to minute, moment to moment basis. So we need to go and do things for our soul to expand and self-love ourselves. So that message has to go to here, to the coccyx, point A to point B. But the fungus, and then the heavy metals and parasites are therefore really connected to that, into that fungus network. They're the controllers and the critters and the extra diseases. So that point A to point B, C now means from point A goes, oh, I get to B, oh, no, fungus is there, and there's critters and parasites affecting the thought, every single subconscious thought pattern. We need to go, this is what I want you to do. I want to keep you busy. I want to keep you using so much energy that you can't use it for your own soul and for your direct purpose, exactly what you need to do, because your body is not getting the messages in the subconscious nervous system, because it's going from point A, getting to B and going, oh, I know I'm meant to go over to C to get the job done and do what's good for me, my soul, but I'll go along the fungus network from Z, H, L, G, R, A, Y, T. Hang on, where was I again? I was meant to get to C. And then you're all of a sudden lost. What happens if subconsciously that's happening every single day of your life? You're getting more and more and more lost every day. So people are getting so far away from where their actually soul is and what's good for them and the mind and their body connection, which is what we're trying to do and heal ourselves with, to expand. Everyone's trying to do that subconsciously, whether they realize it or how good they are at it depends on their vibration level, how connected they are with their body. So, that went off into how the body works. Does that sound familiar? A way to explain it to a friend is like, okay, if we want to go from the Blue Mountains, which is like 2 hours west of Sydney, beautiful spot, go for nice bushwalks and amazing eucalyptus. That's what Blue Mountains means, the eucalyptus haze and smell that you get. So it really cleans out the lungs and the body and you feel fantastic up there. So we're trying to go from Blue Mountains and we want to go to Bondi Junction. We're going to go to the beach, right? And then go some yoga classes and cafes. And then, so you and a friend go, we're going that, we're doing that. And then when you get to Central, because that person's viruses are affecting that person's mind, they go, oh, I know I'm supposed to get to Bondi to go to the beach, but at Central, oh, now I want to go to Newcastle. Or now I want to go to Wollongong. Then go to Kiama. How about we go up to Brisbane? And then we go, how about we go over to Perth, and then we'll go to Uluru, then we'll go to Cairns. And then, like, at some point, if hopefully, when this all kicks their ass and way bad enough for them to get shocked and actually do something, so help themselves, when they're in Cairns, they'll go, it's lovely here, but I was trying to get to Bondi Beach. That just happens to now, instead of being one thought pattern in a millisecond, now becomes their entire life, because it's been so disconnected with what they actually have to do. They're still in Cairns. That could be 2, 10, 20, 50 years later. They'll never find themselves. They're in Cairns because they're nervous. They were trying to get to Bondi Beach in like 2 hours. 20 years later, they're so off path they don't know where they are and what their body's doing. There's lots of people, right? Why? Because their nervous system is cut off and they're not getting the messages they need to. The subconscious thought patterns are going everywhere. This is what I'm noticing, especially from getting rid of these fungus, because I'm now able to slow down and nurture my body, which is exactly what I need to do, because I've been pumping my body for 35 years with lots of excessive exercise. And that's what people do. We're good at that stuff. We've learned those lessons. We don't have to learn them anymore. You know, we're already excellent at over-exercising and getting more acidity in our body and lots of inflammation. That's why we spit fire at people. We're subconsciously inflamed. So now by stopping, slowing is so much easier, but you find out what's actually there. And then you have to nurture and get that stuff out, and that's not what our picture people are good at using. Okay. Alright. I'm going to switch over to the next video.